In its most simplistic terms, the Vermillion Watershed is all of the land area that drains to the Vermillion River and its tributaries. The watershed is approximately 350 square miles. It encompasses areas starting in the west from Elko New Market Township, and then the Vermillion River and its tributaries flow eastwards towards the city of Hastings and then down towards the city of Red Wing. So in the early 1980s, the state passed legislation that formed watershed organizations in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. Governance of land and water within the Twin Cities metro was to be governed on a watershed scale rather than simply on a county or city scale. The organization itself, came sometime after that, but for more formal purposes, organizationally, we've been around since around 2000, have implemented our watershed plan that we form every 10 years since that time. The Vermillion River Watershed looks at water more on a comprehensive scale, where it's not just the water that we see on the surface. It involves kind of the interaction between what we see on the surface and the water within the ground. We work to manage the amount of runoff coming off of our landscapes and try to capture some of that runoff, treat it so that it's not as polluted as it is coming off the land, and then soak that into our ground. We replenish our groundwater supply so that we have adequate drinking water for residents of the watershed. So most recently, we've been doing some creek restoration projects, addressing some erosion on the banks and within the channel itself on Middle Creek. This would be near the Avonlea and Pinnacle Reserve neighborhoods of Lakeville. We've also been doing some irrigation audits where we look at the irrigation systems themselves and homeowner associations to figure out ways that we can improve the efficiency of those systems and ensure that we're only using as much groundwater as needed to maintain healthy turf. Well, we have a number of goals, many of them related to maintaining or improving water quality, ensuring that we have a consistent groundwater supply, ensuring that groundwater is clean, trying to address fluctuations in the river both up and down, trying to mitigate some of the impacts from intense rainfall events. We have a lot on our plate, and we're putting in projects cooperatively with our partners, especially the City of Lakeville, to address many of those goals. If you want more information about the Vermillion River Watershed, you can go to vermillionriverwatershed.org, or you can contact us via phone 952-891-7000.